All right, guys, welcome back into another PGA DFS video. My name is Eric Paulzine with 905 Sports. Going to be getting into the Sanderson Farms Championship top picks and core plays for this week. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, so what I'm going to do in this video is I'm just going to go through the top picks. You know, I'm trying to get the fluff out of it. I'll touch on the key stats and everything else, like when we're getting into it, just to pick up the pace for you guys. So starting off, I do want to just touch on Sam Burns. Sam Burns would be an elite option this week. The worry with him is that he is coming off of that President's Cup. We saw the boys partying out there. That was a party fest. Like, the only reason why he's going to be playing in this tournament is because he is the defending champion, okay? He has had a first place finish and a third place finish at this tournament. He ranks out really well key stat-wise, and the key stats that we're looking at are going to be birdie to bogey ratio, ball striking, strokes gained to the green, and strokes gained total. Early on in the season, I'm just kind of looking at more of the general stats. I am also looking at par 5 scoring. Ranks out really well there, top 5 and all that. Second best recent form in the field. You know, top 5 pick in the 905 model. Obviously, he should be treated as the top play. But given that President's Cup, I do worry about him. I don't think he's a must play. I do really like Salih Tagala then just as the next best option. I do think it's priced up a little bit too much, but we can see that recent form is there. Had an 8th place finish at this tournament last year as well. Overall ranks out top 5 in the 905 model. Has one of the best likelihoods to make the cut as well. So if you want to kind of secure a made cut, I think Salih Tagala would be a great option for you guys. So he's went 8th at this tournament and missed cut. Obviously that recent form is strong. 6th, 28th, 15th, 13th, 57th. It just kind of seems like he is due for a win. But really where I want to start this out is going to be JT Poston. JT Poston, I think, is going to be an excellent play. We saw last year, really at the beginning of last season, he was just kind of off. His game was kind of off. So that missed cut that he had last year, not surprising. Prior to that, his experience at this tournament was nice. A 3rd, 11th, and 54th place finish. That is all excellent. We look at all the key stats. 6th best in birdie to bogey ratio, 14th best in ball striking, 15th best in strokes gained to the green, and 3rd best in strokes gained total in the field over the past 10 starts. He is coming in with the 4th best recent form, 3rd best stat in the field, top 5 pick in the 905 mile. I would say JT Poston is one of those plays to me that could also be a core play. Besides that missed cut here at this tournament last year, he is coming in checking all the boxes. Strong recent form, strong stat fit, strong course history. I see no real reason not to play JT Poston except for the price point play. Like 10.2 on DraftKings this week is a lot to pay up for him. That would be the worry with him as a play. Then we got Scott Stallings, who I also would treat as a core play this week. Kind of the same results as JT Poston. You know, he has a missed cut. Then he went 6th place, 28th, and 39th at this tournament. Is the best staff in the field, guys. We look at strokes gained to the green, strokes gained total, par 5 scoring, birdie to bogey ratio, all the key stats that we're looking at for this week that tell us like who is most likely to have a good week. He ranks out top 8 or better in all those key stats. Look at the recent form, sure. The Tour Championship 29th place finish, probably just kind of happy to be there, honestly. But prior to that, 2nd place finish, finished even at the FedEx St. Jude, a tougher tournament, but you know, not terrible. Prior to that though, 13th, 10th, 4th, 8th, you know, good results there from Scott Stallings. Still coming in top 5 in recent form rank, 2nd best pick in the 905 model. I really just love Scott Stallings as a play. I think he makes a great play in DFS and a great outright bet. So Scott Stallings at 9.5, I will be starting out a lot of my builds there. Sure, last year at times it seemed like more risk or reward, but that is kind of the early season. We know that there's a lot of variance early on in the season, so I don't really care about the hit or miss nature of Scott Stallings. Another very strong play this week is actually going to be Emiliano Grillo, who on the data tag on 905 Sports, he's the only player that comes in as a core play in that sense, where we look at kind of course history, recent form, stat fit, kind of combining all those where we want to see someone that's at least top 30 in course history with a top 35 finish, recent form, you know, at least top 30 ranking out recent form wise, 3 straight made cuts with at least a top 30 finish, and then also a top 30 stat fit. He's the only one that feels that's checking all those boxes. So 9.2 is kind of ugly to pay up for Emiliano Grillo at his price point, but Emiliano Grillo does make a lot of sense. We look at that recent form, great. You know, we love that. Top 25 place finish at the Fortnite Championship, love that. BMW Championship 19th, FedEx St. Jude 31st, 2nd place finish at the 3M Open. Didn't really expect him to do much at the Open Championship. Still almost made the cut. You know, one bad round there. And if we go back further, John Deere Classic, 2nd place finish. Like, he had been showing some consistency there. So I don't hate Emiliano Grillo as a play. Actually, he makes a lot of sense as a play. Look at his course history. He's finished 39th, 35th, 39th. Great stuff there. And all the key stats, he ranks out top 15 or better. He's a top 10 play in the 905 model. I'm just going to be ending up on Emiliano Grillo a lot. And maybe, just maybe, You could bet him to outright win as well. I think he makes a lot of sense as like a strong top 40 bet if you guys want to go that route. So from there, I don't know. I don't hate Harris English. I don't love him either. Okay, he did have a top 10 finish at the Fortnite Championship, and I spoke to length last week or last tournament, the first tournament of the season, is that some of these guys are just flipping the switch. Like, it's a new season, let's go. Like, that's a mental switch that they're flipping. That could have been what Harris English did after kind of a bad season last year. We knew he was injured for a majority of the season last year, could never kind of find his game. I just think that tournament could be a sign of him just kind of flipping the switch. All right, new season, let's get it going. You know, I could see that happening. And if that is true, that's huge. Top 10 finish there. Key stat wise, he still ranks out top 10 in the field. So we love that. Recent form wise as a whole, only 60th best in the field, which is not great. Course history wise is great though. Top 10 in the field. He's finished 6th, 39th at this tournament over the past 4 years. So he could be a strong play for you as well. But the player that I like the most is actually going to be Taylor Moore, who recent form, I guess, could be a little bit better. 36th, 44th, 31st, 5th, 6th, 65th. Like, he has been making a ton of cuts. 9 straight make cuts in a row. That is obviously what we like about Taylor Moore. He played this tournament last year as well with a top 20 finish, finishing 17th there. Key stat wise, top 10 staff in the field. You know, there's no real worries with his stat fit, but there's no real strengths except for birdie to bogey ratio, where he ranks out top 5 in the field. So we do like that. Like I said, has made a ton of cuts in a row, so it's no surprise that he ranks out top 10 recent form-wise, and he's top 12 pick in the 95 mile this week at 8.5. It does make a lot of sense to play Taylor Moore this week, and I kind of treat him as a core play as well, because just at this price point, it's a play that makes a lot of sense, and obviously no pick is going to be sexy this week, so Taylor Moore is just kind of one of those players I just keep ending up on this week. Aaron Rai, to me, is kind of an interesting play just in this field. So he did go off and play well at the Italian Open not too long ago, okay? 2 weeks ago, had a 5th place finish there. Kind of just mixed results as a whole. We've seen that. We saw him be in contention a little bit last year. This is just more of a low-owned, low-exposure play. Like, he can give us top 10 upside, but also, like, he's just not a safe play, so I don't want to go crazy with it. I think he could be a fine option, just not someone I'm particularly going out of my way to play. Another play that's okay is going to be Justin Suh, who really just sucked last week at the Fortnite Championship. That was coming off of a win at the Korn Ferry Tour Championship. We know we typically don't like to play golfers coming in off of a victory, and maybe that was just it. You know, first PGA Tour event of the season after winning the Korn Ferry Tour Championship. He was the best player on the Korn Ferry Tour last year. You look at Taylor Montgomery, who went off and had a great event in his first event of the season. He is priced up a lot. Who's to say that can't flip-flop? You know, that could easily flip-flop both like the top players on the Korn Ferry Tour. Obviously, Justin Suh had a great season on the Korn Ferry Tour. It wouldn't be too shocking to see him bounce back this week. I do really like Justin Lauer here, who, you know, not really a sexy play, doesn't have any course history here, but does have strong recent form. Now, partially due to the Korn Ferry Tour, but we look at his past starts. 4th at the Fortnite Championship, that was strong. 2 good finishes on the Korn Ferry Tour. Then he was making a bunch of cuts on the PGA Tour, Wyndham Championship, 36th place finish, Rocket Mortgage Championship, or Rocket Mortgage Classic, 30th place finish, missed cut at the 3M Open, but then at the Barracuda and Barbasol, 16th and 8th place finish. So he has had some good results on the PGA Tour, and just recently has been playing great golf. To me, this kind of seems like a missed price play. And if we look at that 9-5 specialist, which is just taking in all the key characteristics for that week's tournament, weather, stout course, green type, scoring, course designer, you know, all that stuff, he actually ranks out as a top 10 specialist in the field, overall ranking out around 30th best in the 9-5 model. Does have a strong likelihood to make the cut at 68%. So yeah, Justin Lauer at 7.5 is a golf play that just makes a lot of sense this week. So the next play that I like is going to be Stefan Jaeger, who, yes, he's kind of had mixed results as of recent. He did make the cut last week at the Fortnite Championship, had played well somewhat on the PGA Tour, really over his past 4 starts has played well, 46th, 13th, 5th, but prior to that, kind of just mixed results, was inconsistent. Maybe he was someone that was partially looking ahead. I don't really know. He has had some decent results at this tournament, finishing 26th, missed cut, and 14th. So 2 out of 3 made cuts, and those 2 made cuts were top 20 or top 30 finishes. I like that. Overall, he ranks out top 20 the 9-5 mile this week. He is someone that, once again, at this price point, I think is a very strong play for you. And then Davis Thompson, I do want to just call out, because yes, he is at a decent price point for someone that, you know, did play well on the Korn Ferry Tour and then showed up at the Fortnite Championship having a top 10 finish. Is he someone that you're really going out of your way to play this week? No, but he is someone that, you know, really just wouldn't be shocking to see have a good week this week. He did have a 35th place finish at this tournament last year. Key stat wise, based off of the data that we do have on him on the PGA Tour, it ranks out as 40th there. Course history ranked 15th. Specialist wise, top 12. Recent form ranked 36. So overall, just kind of a quality play, kind of given the price point. But obviously, no one's a lock. But he does have enough intriguing data that would suggest he could have a good week, especially at this price point. All right, now dipping down into the value plays, I don't mind Tarin this week. Tarin has struggled in his last two events, which were kind of harder to normal scoring events. Now he's going to get a easier scoring event. Some of the easier scoring events that we have seen, he did play well at: the Rocket Mortgage Classic, the 3M Open, the Barracuda Championship, the John Deere Classic. Like, he is a golfer that can go out and score. Okay. And we talk about a golfer that, he was someone that was definitely excited to make the playoffs. He was kind of just excited to be there. It's no surprise, I guess, in that sense, that he would have mentally not been able to flip that switch and have a dominant tournament at the Fortinet Championship. So yes, Tarin is someone that I think we can go back to at 6.9. He's a risk reward based play, but it really wouldn't be shocking to see him go out and have a top 10 finish this week. So getting into Tyler Duncan was a play in which he was mostly consistent, where when he was missing the cut, they weren't bad miscuts. They were just like even par or just not enough good golf to make the cut. And when he was making the cut, 40th to 30th place finishes, he's an okay play. Overall, he ranks out top 40 in the 9-to-5 model this week, which is obviously pretty strong. He did have a 14th place finish at this tournament last year as well. Prior to that, he had 2 missed cuts. So definitely not a lock, definitely not a strong play. Overall, an okay stat fit, ranking out 31st in the field. Tyler Duncan is an okay value play. If you find yourself in this price point range, Tyler Duncan is someone you can kind of feel comfortable with. Obviously, value plays this week you're not going to feel comfortable with, but he is someone that is going to be good enough. Man, Michael Kim really made me look bad for the Fortinet Championship, finishing +3. Okay, and it did just look like he kind of had a bad round. Prior to that, Michael Kim had made me look really good. Korn Ferry Tour wise, had been playing extremely well. At the Barbasol Championship, he was someone that I played, made me look really good there as well, finishing 7th place there. So he had playing strong enough golf for a long time that I could just write that off as, hey, he kind of struggled on a somewhat harder track to do well. Okay, so I can kind of write that off. And if we do write that off, Michael Kim at this price point is actually an intriguing play. 6.7, we get him now at a discounted price point. That is something that's interesting to me. Now, he hasn't had that much success at this tournament, much like he didn't at any tournament when he lost his PGA Tour card. Pretty much, he has a miscut and a withdrawal at this tournament. Obviously not great there, but given his starts on the Korn Ferry Tour, that is highly intriguing to me. Okay, so kind of just writing off the Fortinet Championship start there. And if we do, he's an okay play. Obviously, you don't need to play him. You could pay up for someone else. And then the last play I just want to call out is going to be Harrison Adicott. Okay, he's an Australian guy, just had a strong finish at the Fortinet Championship, didn't play well at the Korn Ferry Tour Championship, had a withdrawal, and then his last Korn Ferry Tour event wasn't that good. So he's not like someone we're going crazy with. I will say, small sample size. I only have one tournament to go off of. He would rank out really well if we just use that one tiny small sample size. He would be a strong staff, a strong specialist. Let's not go crazy with it, but at 6.5 to get a guy that did make a 12th place finish at his first start in the PGA Tour, that's okay. I'm not going to go crazy with it. Like I said, it's just another value play you could possibly play. And then just for the sake of this video, let's try to finish off this build as like a first look build. So honestly, I don't hate Gary Woodland. Wyndham Clark should be able to make the cut, but I'm going to go with Aaron Rai for now, or Justin Suh. Let's put Justin Suh on that just for now. An okay first look build. Obviously, this is something that would change throughout the week. I'm not going to go crazy with this lineup just yet, but just kind of giving you a look at what I am seeing thus far. All right, that's all I have for you guys for this video. Do want to give a quick thank you to our sponsor, Sports Battle App. Sports Battle App is a prop-based daily fantasy sports site. There's some other ones out there that I particularly have not enjoyed using. This one is one that I have enjoyed using. It's fun, easy to use. Just pick the over and under for a golfer. This week, if you want to bet like birdies over and under a certain amount, you can do that. If you guys use the promo code 9 and then spell out TO5, you get a $5 cash back reward on a deposit of $50 or more. So definitely check that out. It's fun. And, like I said, I've enjoyed that more than some of the other ones that are out there. So thanks for watching, guys. Let's have a good week. And as always, let's keep cashing.